Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. and the program replays in its entirety at 7 a.m. on Friday morning and at Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. And of course, many of you listen to it on the radio, 12:30 a.m. on your dial and 105.3 FM. And of course, today more and more people are watching the program on their internet connection, on their computer or their iPhone for that matter.
iPad, iPhone.
That's right.
I this, I that.
There's going to be a young lady that's going to be watching it on her iPad. We'll get to her in just a few minutes. Met her at the Palace Cafe. So Tina, turn up your radio, girl. And we'll be bringing in that young lady without a name. We lost, but I got the story. Got the story, and that's what counts. By the way, this is my sidekick, Andrew.
Well, good morning.
I want to pay you for the whole program
I'm
today.
glad to be here. I'll get full pay now.
Get full pay. I think we have an interesting program for you today. We try to make it interesting. Some people say it's funny. It's not intended to be funny, but we've been working together for the last 20, close to 25 years now.
About 25.
You were sneaking out of college, LSU, and you had a reason to sneak out of town, and it wasn't anything bad that he was doing. It was something that was happening in the background.
I'd been out of college. It was 2 or 3 years I'd been working, so I was...
Oh, I thought you were doing that during college.
I was a man.
I'm sorry. Okay. I thought you were in college. But I remember the night we interviewed you, we put you in the back of a car, and we...
Drove me around between Boardlawn Motors and the Elks Lodge and around to the Palace.
All down. That was Jay and I interviewed you at night one night, and
at a fast speed, rolling around in the back seat just to see how I'd react.
So let's get on to today's. So you think we know each other well? Well, we do, and it makes it easy. And by the way, next week, you know, I've never turned you loose yet on your own since he came on for 2 weeks. For those of you that haven't been watching the program all the time, he's been coming on. He came on for 2 weeks to practice so that if
you decide to go on
vacation or something, I never took a vacation yet, but
right.
I'm taking a vacation and probably won't be back for next week. And before I forget, I want to thank the people who have volunteered to stay in my house, keep everything going at the house. Yeah, house sitting. Not a dog. We don't have any dogs. I don't have any dog. No dog in that fight. But look at that. We're getting funny. We're not trying to.
So you definitely got no dog in that fight because you hadn't go watch a baseball game and the dog is staying in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's right. LSU did not make it, and it looked like they really would right at the end. They were playing in their own baseball park.
Have never lost a super regional ever in the history of LSU in Baton Rouge until this weekend.
I think that was the sixth one that was taking place, super regional.
Yeah.
And they got beat by a heck of a good team. And people say, you're going to be pulling for Stony Brook. I said, why not?
Well, sure.
Except that it looks like we'll have 3 schools
with the SEC.
Yeah, and that's hard not to pull for the SEC because all of this makes attending SEC colleges, all of them have good baseball teams. All of them have good football teams.
Top 10 attendance teams in the country. I think they're all the SEC. Pretty close.
I got a quick story. We're getting off the subject, but
roll.
They announced on Sunday during Sunday night's game that Stony Brook, for the whole season, had 5,000 and a few people attended. Now,
every game, if you added them together, every game.
Yeah, not per game average. The total, if they had 150 people, they felt good at the games. And they were a strong ball team. They won more games than any other team in the United States. In the United States last year. So we average 10,000 plus sold tickets. The attendance is less than that because a lot of people don't
make it
at
the last minute.
They buy a group of tickets, and I got to find out somebody that gets that group of tickets so I can get one of those next year whenever I feel like going. Because I did go this year and had a ball. It's fun.
It's great.
It's really, really fun. And where am I heading? Well, I'm heading to Omaha, Nebraska.
And LSU had more people than that 5,000.
Yeah, in one game.
They had more than that in line for the bathroom at that game. Than they had the whole year.
But I can really be proud of the fans. The fans got out and shook the players. They showed that last night on Channel 9.
They went to the wall. When the LSU's team wins, the fans come down to the wall and shake their hands before they leave to go to Omaha. And the fans did the same thing for Stony Brook as they do for LSU.
Yep. And
if that had been Alabama, well, I think they'd have gone to the bathroom. But, you know, because it's rivalry. Yeah. But with Stony Brook, there's no rivalry.
No.
So all they can do is appreciate good baseball.
Good kids, good coaching, very good coaching. Well, I mean, they're out of New York. There's no telling
those kids
who's furnishing the money for that school.
And a bunch of kids are from Canada. They're from all over the country that play for Stony Brook.
And about half a dozen Stony Brook players played in the same summer league as the LSU guys, so they knew each other.
And the coach for Stony Brook, he said, what's better than this, playing in one of the cathedrals of college baseball?
I heard that.
Boy, when I saw it, I said, man. And then he said, Skip Bertman congratulated me. He says, you know, Skip Bertman, the guy that won all those World Series titles, congratulated me. He was in awe, and he's not no young man. I mean, it's not like he was a 20-year-old kid. You know, this man he's a mature coach, and he was still starstruck.
He started out just working the PE classes.
And then donated his time. Wasn't even getting paid.
Getting paid for it.
Kind of like us here on the show.
Like on the show here. We don't get paid. That's why we can rumble like this. Nobody can fuss at us. Well, y'all could. The viewers could. But not management over here. Matt and those boys and our producer, Mark.
Long as we don't see nothing bad, we're okay.
We're all right. All right. But we have a lot of good things to talk about.
How about some sponsors? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do a couple of sponsors.
All right.
Let's do about 3 of them.
All right.
Catch up.
How about Benny's Supermarket? Go down to Benny's over here in town, get all your meats, get all your fresh produce, the best of the best produce every year. They got the great imported beer section in the back right. They got great wine and whiskey and song and whatever else you need to go on your trip to Omaha, Nebraska. If you're looking for deli-type food, they got 7 days a week, good home-style cooking. They do catering for you as well. Miss Mary's Gift Shop and Little Benny's Sports Shack for your nutritional supplemental needs. Maybe you're going to work out and get in shape this summer. We've got Carl's Thrifty Way, all your medicinal needs. If you're going out to get your prescription filled, Carl's Thrifty Way right here on South Union can help you out. Fill in your prescriptions.
Just went there a minute ago to pick up prescriptions.
Make sure you got everything before you get on that trip.
That's correct.
They'll do the generics for you. You've got multiple prescriptions. They'll compound multiple ones together, make it easier for you to take. You know, one of my friends always kid him because he's got that tackle box. I say, you know, you in the tackle box you open, you got all those little things to take those pills. They'll put some of those things together, make it easier for you. They got a great gift shop, home decorating ideas too. That's Carl's Thrifty Way. And one more, Dixie Storage. All your storage needs, they can help you. 3 locations in St. Landry Parish with climate control, little bitty units, big units. They can do warehouse type storage for you and the control for you. They can do climate control if you got some delicate stuff. Maybe you want to plug your RV in. They got units that can handle that as well.
As for Joey Doucette at Port Barre office number.
And they're also renting that building in Port Barre, the McKay. It's a McSee building up there on the sign where you go there and you can rent the big building and you can use it with a full kitchen and everything for receptions, for parties and that type of thing over there in Port Barre. And don't forget the sister company, A+ Glass, with locations in Lafayette and in Annapolis. Do all your glass work from home, business, and your cars and inspections. Now it's your turn.
Okay, it's my turn, and I want to make mention, and I feel so bad, a person who died, and I had all intentions of going yesterday. She never had any children, but she had nephews and nieces and cousins, and I'm speaking of Natalie Paradin Thibodeau, and of course Wayne Doucette's, that would be Wayne Doucette's aunt, because she was a sister to, first cousin. She was the first cousin to Wayne's mama. I'm sorry. So there'd be a second cousin to Wayne Doucette, but just like a first cousin.
Right.
Natalie sold shoes. Her and her late husband, Emery Thibodeau, sold shoes at Abdallas for many, many years.
And then they had their own place, the Shoe Fits.
The Shoe Fits within the store there.
Right.
And just a wonderful person. The smile that you see in this picture is the smile. She was 86 years old, right between Cody and John. And we were all raised together in Plaisance. Her daddy was Mr. Hersey and her mama was Zula Dupre Paradin. So we got some Dupres in all of those Paradins. And just a wonderful, wonderful person. And another one was who passed away, and I just learned about it this morning, was I'll get it out. Assistant Police, Opelousas Police Assistant Chief Willie, and better known as A.C. Smith Sr. And big man, smiling all of the time, had been on the force for almost 40 years. And I remember him when I was in the bail bond business.
No kidding.
That's correct. He was a young man coming on, and if I'm not mistaken, it was his father that had a station. It could have been a little mobile station on San Cyr. And I don't think, but I used to see him there when he was a young person.
So if either his father, somebody who was related to a friend.
That's correct. I think it was his dad. But anyhow, a man that had been around, non-controversial. He just went from one police chief to the next police chief, did his job. And I guess his avocation,
vocation.
His vocation was also, he was a minister, had his own church here in Opelousas. So
he wanted to help people.
Help people, and that's what he did, help people. Our deepest sympathies to their family. And one more.
Go ahead.
And I'm talking about Bumpy Ware. His name was George Bradford Bumpy Ware. And of course, everybody remembers him in the last part of his life. For the last 40 years or so, he lived in Rayne, Louisiana, but he's originally from Opelousas. A.B.W. Ware, the school, well, that was named after his mother, Amy Bradford Ware.
Really?
Yeah. See that?
I'm learning something.
I kept that.
I always wondered what the connection was.
I didn't tell you that before, because we go over notes sometimes, but I kept that.
You got to surprise me sometimes on the air.
Bumpy moved to Rayne, became very popular. He was an attorney, of course, and became a judge, and stayed on as a judge for 20 years until he retired. And of course, he came to the point a lot. And he really, really was an advocate of sailing. And he was the Commodore at the
Yacht Club?
Yacht Club. And one of his mates that helped him was none other than Kelly Marie Dupre, my daughter.
Kidding.
They were big, big buddies. And of course, I noticed in the obituary that Charlie Jagneau, who has been the Commodore maybe 2 or 3 times during this same period that Bumpy's been out there. So we're going to lose a real good friend.
KSLO, we'll see another side of 3.
And of course, he was married to Patricia Pat, my classmate, Dr. Paget, Patricia Paget. I'll get it out, Dr. Ronnie Paget. Anyhow, we lost some good people that I knew very, very well.
June 28th, we've got the Opelousas St. Landry Chamber Horses in Harmony event coming. That's Thursday, June 28th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Evangeline Downs Event Center. Come on down. There's going to be a lot of music. Gino Delafos is going to play. They'll be giving out the Hadley J. Castile Music Award to Gino. Also, the first Equine Industry Award will go to Mr. Don Simmons, you and I's good friend from the Lafayette, Karen Crow area. So come on down and have a good time and help support the Chamber of Commerce.
He was surprised when I told him we had mentioned his name 2 times on the Tigalo movie. He played a role in the development of that little documentary.
Right.
And also him being honored, and rightfully so, because he's been in the horse industry for many years.
When you're on the track, you're definitely a part of the history.
I want to mention something that I learned just before going on the air. I called Wayne Doucette, who is now the owner of Toby's Lodge and Reception Center.
Yes, sir.
Really has done an excellent job. He and his son, Todd, have not made any big changes, but noticeable changes, updating. They've